empowered freedom through initiation. I see a time of 7 generations when all the colors of mankind will gather under the sacred tree of life, and the whole earth will become one circle again. That was crazy words. There's much more to that quote. That's amazing. You know, he's talking about this time that we're in, you know, of being really one nation. You know, I got to be the fire walking gathering with, 70 people from all over the world. And for some reason they picked me to lead the One Nation fire walk. And some of you will be here tomorrow. But the theme was we're all live under the same sun, same stars, and same moon. Right? We are one nation. Right? So anyway. I could feel the warm blood drip down across my ribs. The subtle heat of the sun across my legs. The texture of the buffalo skin I was laying on clenched in my hands. The smell of the cedar smoke in the air. I thought, what a strange thing to notice in this moment. As the medicine man pushed the thumb-sized wooden dowel through the pierced hole in my chest, he looked down at me and said, "You won't break these." Like a rubber band, my attention snapped back to the painful insanity of what was happening. A part of me wanted to scream in pain, but I held back because that's not what a warrior does. I feel the hands pulling me up, and I hear the medicine man say, "Okay, get up." I stood and felt disoriented, like time slowed down. I'm noticing on many levels all the subtle things that are happening. I've never experienced anything like this before in my life. They begin to tie the end of the long rope to the peg sticking through my chest. I hear him say, "I'm just going to have you break one at a time." A sense of distorted relief comes over me. This was my 3rd attempt. As they finish, I begin to move my feet to the sound of the drum. I take the eagle bone whistle hanging around my neck and I stick it in between my dry, cracked lips and begin to blow to the beat. The dryness of my mouth makes this a challenging task. I look up the length of the rope that's tied to my chest. The other end is tied 20 feet up to the top of the tree, just above where they call the bird's nest. It's like a long highway that doesn't seem to end. In that moment, I feel a complete and perfect connection to all of life and all of creation. A tear rolls down my face. This is a tear of grief and remembrance for all the times I have forgotten that connection. All this is happening in a few heartbeats, a few beats of the drum. Again, I snap back to the reality of the situation. I'm tied to a tree through a wooden dowel pierced in my chest. I know when we hit the 4th verse of the song, I need to break free from that tree. I had broken 2 sets of pegs already, and I didn't know that you had to break the skin and rip the peg out. I can't go down and be re-pierced a 4th time, I think. Fear runs through me in anticipation of the pain to come. I gather my rope and I walk to the tree. I rest my head against the sacred grandmother tree and I pray for help, strength, whatever else comes to mind, like I've never prayed before. Those few seconds feel like an eternity. The moment comes and it's time to break free. I begin slowly walking backwards and I hear, "Don't run." I think, yeah, right, okay. I get about 5 steps from the rope being taut, and in a leap of faith, I run back. The rope snaps free. The world around me spins. There's pain, but not what I expected. In this moment, I split into 3 parts. There was my body feeling pain, suffering, hurt, fatigue. There was my mind racing. What the hell are you doing? This is crazy. No one in their right mind would do this. You're going to die. Just quit. This is way too hard. Then there was this 3rd part of me, soul, spirit, the witness, authentic self. This part witnessed it all without interpretation. It was the part of me of my attention that snapped back and forth, perceiving the subtle things and the connection and the beauty of it all. I had been on the spiritual path for a little while and had heard the concept, we are not our minds, we are not our bodies. What But in that moment, I completely understood